So, last time we talked about giving each other a recommendation. You gave me Ween, Quebec by Ween,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave you Siamese Dream by Smashing Pumpkins. And
Yes.
I'm going to start by talking about Ween.
Okay.
I think that's pretty fair. Because I am mixed. I'm
I,
mixed
as
on
I
this.
expected, I didn't expect you to jump into this loving it, but I felt like it was a good starting off point. You know?
Okay, that's. I'm glad you think it's a good starting off point.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is some songs in here that I feel like are like genuine tries. You know,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and then there's songs in there that's like, let me just do whatever I want and be cheeky just because it seems like when people do like cheeky stuff on songs just because they're afraid of looking like they're trying too hard, so they don't
Oh,
give like
I see.
110%. And I kind of felt like that in some of these aspects.
I see. I understand why. That makes a lot of sense because if you're listening to that album, I never thought of this. If you're listening to that album in isolation, and you haven't really sat down and heard the whole album of any of their other stuff, then that makes a lot of sense because some of those songs, the ones that are trying really hard, are like really, really well done in my opinion. And there's a lot of emotion and everything. And then you've got really silly ones, but really, it's more if you like historically, it's been the sillier ones that are more like I don't really give a. We're just kind of doing whatever, and then sprinkling in more songs that they really try. So if that kind of gives you some perspective. But,
Yeah, yeah. It kind of felt like Mac DeMarco when he
Mhm.
left his label after This Old Dog, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever I want." That's what it kind of felt like. Okay, I left my
Right.
label, and now I have no ties, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. But then I can also do whatever I want in a creative way, and then do whatever I want in a I don't care way. I can just do this if I want to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What did you think of that? Like, does that would you have preferred an album that was all like I'm gonna do what I want, but in more of like a structured way, or
I mean, at the end of the day, who am I to tell you how to write your album? I'm only here to say my opinion on what was presented to me.
yeah,
So if you want to do weird stuff and then do some serious stuff and then do the weird stuff seriously or the serious stuff, however you want to do it, that's on you. That's on
yeah,
you
yeah.
and who am I to ever be like, I would much prefer you to do this. It's like, it's either I like this or I don't, and then I can listen to a different band.
Okay,
So,
okay,
I also, for some, it kind of, I don't know, I think it kind of ties to like how I felt Odd Future was. So like
hmm
how the beginning Odd Future was. This is like the white person equivalent to that. Um, because it feels like it would be like making music that's like, I don't know, self-conscious in your, because like some of the songs that are silly, he's using a weird voice and he's doing it on purpose to insinuate that it's silly, but it
yeah,
feels like how in Odd Future, if he would do dark deep voices and stuff because he genuinely hated his voice and because he wasn't trying on these songs, he doesn't want you to feel like if I try too hard, it looks like I'm trying too hard, so I have to be silly a little bit
Oh, I see.
to cover up some, like, you know, insecurities or something. And I don't know if that's the case because I don't know them at all,
Right.
but that's what only thing I can, like, reference to when it comes to that, because he would sing weird on purpose, like, kind of tongue-in-cheek, hey, look at me, this isn't serious, huh? Isn't this not serious? And then he'll do a serious song, and it's like, you don't have to tongue-in-cheek tell me this is not a serious attempt. It feels like you're trying to cover. So then at the point, if you're trying to stick into my face, hey, this is not a serious attempt, I'm just joking around. I need you to
Right.
know I'm just joking around. Why do it in the first place? Or why even care
I
if people know you're joking or not?
I understand that, but I can tell you right now that that's not what's going on.
Okay.
The silly stuff is literally just because they're like we want to do some silly stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like when because I mean I've sat down. There's like they did some interviews on like what their writing process was like through some of their more notable releases, and it's really kind of like throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, and they're just kind of dicking around trying to have fun with it and just see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, and but that is I think that's a really interesting perspective, because go like I'd said, you know, if you went from their first album up to this one, this is like their 8th studio one.
Okay.
Then you would see the progression of like, oh, you know, we're still kind of like acting like kids. We're like, we don't know what we're doing, and we're still trying to just do whatever we can, but still trying to have fun while doing it. And then watch that develop into like, you know, sprinkles of more serious songwriting here and there. And here you've just landed in the smack dab right in the middle, where there's an even spread of both.
That is the exact reason, because I saw it in real time, that I like Tyler, the Creator.
Right.
I mean, it didn't take 8 albums, but you can see that progression from I'm a kid, I'm just doing whatever I want to, and really starting to take it a little serious, and then learning all the stuff and learning what you want out of life and out of the music and the creativeness of what you're doing, and getting to the point where he is now. So it's like that's kind of what I akin it to, and that there's nothing wrong unless you hate, you know, Loiter Squad and Tyler, the Creator. But
yeah.
It was weird listening to Tried and True, because I immediately think of you, because you play that you used to play that at open mics, and so hearing it play, I was like, oh damn,
that's cool.
And it was also weird because right after it is So Many People in the Neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And I genuinely don't want to listen to that song ever again in my life. I genuinely don't want to listen. Like, the silliness is kind of like making a satire of all the weird artistic choices the Beatles made, but it kind of feels like that. But at the same time, I don't want to listen to the Beatles doing it, so I don't want to listen to you doing it.
That's interesting. Because I think of it as like a, I don't know. I mean, it makes me think about like my college class I took for like making digital music, and where we like learned about, you know, just more like really experimental shit, where like it doesn't fit into what you usually, you know, associate with what like a good song would sound like. But if all music is like based on validation from repetition, you know.
But some repetition's better than others, man.
Yeah, inherently, yeah. But you know, it's more about like it's like when you eat black licorice, right? You eat it
I don't eat black licorice.
Like because your brain is sending signals that are like, this is poison, this is bad for you. But the more you eat it, the less those signals happen.
But why would you continue to eat it to then be? It's the same thing as beer. Like, it's acquired taste. Well, I don't want to acquire this taste if I have to force myself to like something that's not good until I get used to it.
I'm saying that the more there's something that's already there. I'm not saying it's like it's as bad as black licorice, but
it is as bad as black licorice.
It's not as listenable as like fucking, you know, your usual pop stuff.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's 3 songs in this album that I absolutely love.
That's great. What are they?
And there's 3 songs in this album that I will never listen to in my rest of my goddamn life. Okay?
I can. All right, you've already said one.
Yes.
The other one is the Fuck Jam.
No.
No? Oh wow.
I have a problem. I will get into Fuck Jam.
Okay.
I'm just gonna skip all the way to the end and say it. So, my most liked songs is Argus.
That's a beautiful song, yeah.
I Don't Want It, and It's Going to Be a Long Night.
Okay, that fits.
So least liked songs, obviously, So Many People in the Neighborhood. Happy Colored Marbles. I feel like that would be the given because I didn't like So Many People in the Neighborhood.
Really, I really like that song. That's
and
crazy.
Zoloft.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I can see Zoloft popping into my head, but like the way he says "I'm happy man." But other than that, like I don't want to listen to, especially since they did that on purpose. Like the start of the album is like a hard rock song, and then they immediately go into Zoloft.
Yeah.
And it's like I know you did this on purpose.
Absolutely.
But like legitimately, I guess I'll just go down because after, you know, So Many People in the Neighborhood, it's even more jarring because right after that you hear Captain, and it's like that's kind of a banger.
It is, yeah, it's awesome.
And so then it just from Tried and True to So Many People in the Neighborhood to Captain, it's like it feels like, or like it's going to be a long night. It feels like you get into Limp Bizkit territory, where it's like, yeah, you're doing these things and it's weird jokes. And if you wanted to be serious, you could, and you can make some bangers. I mean, we all know it takes skill to even make like weird music that's not bangers. It takes a lot more skill than to just make bangers. So it's like this silly stuff. It's like you just stumble across them, and with how much effort it is to be a clown, it makes all the effort look like it's effortless. And I know that's a part of the charm, but there's a point to where you feel like the person's like just trying too hard. It kind of shatters the illusion. And I think that's also like the last song on the album is a great song, and it feels like a great ending song, right? But the impact of it gets a little lost on me because I have to sit through Happy Little Marbles and Zoloft.
Yeah, but that's like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I'm listening to it back to back. I'm listening to the whole album, and I'm not gonna forget like how weird it was to just jump to this song, and then we have the fuck jam, and then you have the last song that's like trying to make a bigger statement of this world and how you feel living in it, and it's just like I just wish there wasn't as much silliness or random gimmick songs, but again, it's just them. You know?
Yeah. Because what I see, I see them like being true to themselves. You know, I don't see anything that's deviated. If anything, from my perspective, getting to this album, it's like the next stage in maturity where you see that, you know, they're still doing whatever they want and having fun with it and making themselves laugh, but and like just making music for the hell of it, but also they're upgrading. They're taking it a little bit more seriously. They're taking, you know, some of the things that they talk about a little bit more seriously, and they're able to, you know, I would say they kind of balance it.
They balance it enough to where it's like there's 3 songs I absolutely love and 3 songs I don't want to hear again. So it's like it's balanced, and it is hard to, like, now that I know, jumping straight into the transition like of this 8th album, and what I read after listening to it a couple of times, the whole album a couple of times, is they left their label with this album, and so it was like, oh, okay. And it's the same kind of thing, like, again, when I said with Tyler, the Creator, it's like if you jump into the transition, there's not as much weight to it because you weren't there from the beginning. But for the beginning, that time has passed. I can't give you like Wolf or Goblin and actually have you care about that album. You know what I mean? Okay, this is the Phantom Blood that leads to Stardust Crusaders, and right now we're in the middle of Battle Tendencies. That's what it kind of feels like this album is. It's like between.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So I think.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, I'm still glad that I showed it to you.
Yeah.
Because if anything, if you ever do hear some of their earlier stuff, then it'll kind of put that into perspective. And then especially if you hear some of their later stuff. Some of their later stuff, some of it's great, some of it's not great, some of it's okay, some of it I don't like. But they still, there's one album that I think you would probably like a little bit more, which is White Pepper, which is like their most accessible because it's like it's very poppy. But I mean, it sounds like you enjoyed listening to it for the most part.
There's only 2 more songs I want to talk about really quickly, because we talked about F Jam, and the jam is tasty.
It is tasty.
But I was hoping they would expand upon it, and they didn't. Yes. And then they did the stopping, and it got me the first time. But then it started playing again, and then it stopped, and they did that 3 times. And by the 3rd time, I'm like, the joke's already... You can't say... It's like a little kid saying a joke and thinking no one heard it, and then saying it twice, and it's like, we all heard it. Like, you got me once. You're ruining the song now if you keep... You got to do a different, like, transition or something for the other stops. Yeah. So it is a tasty jam. It's a tasty lick, but I wish they would have, you know, expanded on it. That seems like something that you could do. Like, if you came up with the F Jam, and then you were like, oh, I'm going to add some extra, and then, like, get it to this weird place.
Yeah.
I can see you doing that, so there's nothing wrong with it there. It was just the 3 stops. Like, give me 1 stop, and then, you got me. and then
It-
and then keep going,
Stop
and
me
then it's
once,
funny.
Shame on me. Stop me twice. Shame on you.
Exactly. And then transdimensional
Transdermal celebration.
transdermal celebration literally is just a Stone Temple Pilot song.
You know what? Thank you. Thank
It
you.
is legitimately just them making Interstate Love Song like 7 or 8 years after Interstate Love Song was already made.
Funny. That's really funny.
And so it's like, yeah, it doesn't sound bad, but it's legitimately just an STP song.
Everyone loves that song, and I think it's just okay. So,
Yeah, it's just okay. The
Yeah.
beginning riff is nice. Like, I could see, like, that be fun
Oh,
to
yeah.
play on guitar, but I would, other than that, yeah, it's just an SCP song.
It's yeah, and honestly, yeah, I'd rather listen to them if I'm gonna listen to that kind of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did something on one of their later albums, a song called like Shame Maker, where he's like they're doing like a whole like Blink 182 kind of thing.
Oh.
Which yeah, so they and clearly it's gonna be a long night. It's literally just a Motorhead song.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like fucking Motorhead if Motorhead was more like Thin Lizzy.
Yeah,
If Motorhead did a cover of The
great.
Boys Are Back in Town, it would be It's Gonna
Yes.
Be a Long Night.
Yes, that's perfect. I always thought when I was a kid, I thought that was a real Motorhead song because it's in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and I never looked at the track list. I was like, oh man, I like Motorhead. This is pretty cool.
So I recommended you
Yes.
Siamese Dream.
You did, and I listened to it. It's the craziest thing, and I really enjoyed it. So, oh man, where do I even start? I think what okay, yeah, 1993, okay? It makes so much sense. I can hear just going through it. Honestly, just like a few songs in, you can hear the influence that it's had on like just everything that is out today or that's come out after.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just really I think it's amazingly well put together. Cherub Rock is a classic.
Yeah.
I've heard that a million times already. It's great. Quiet didn't really stick with me too much. And I think this is probably like my overall opinion, I would say.
Yeah, you could just do that.
Yeah,
if you want to.
I would say it's like it's really good. It's great. And I think to really appreciate this album, I need to have a lifetime with it, because I can tell it's one of those albums.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, like the first, however many months you have like, listening to it like off and on or listening to some songs, and then once you find the few songs that you really like and you really sit there and get to know them more, it's like it grows and grows and builds and like I can see that happening.
Oh
without a
yeah,
doubt.
that's happened to me. Where like when I first found the album, Cherub Rock and Today had me in like a chokehold.
Mhm. Oh,
and then
yeah.
you kind of like listen to it enough, you get used to it, and then you might like get stuck on Mayonnaise, or you might get stuck on Disarm or Hummer, and you're just like, wow, I'm like obsessing over songs from the same album in different areas of my life throughout my life.
Yeah.
And there are some that are like, no one really talks about like Geek USA and stuff like that, and it's like understandable, but
Which is crazy. I'll get to that.
okay.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, I really love the album, but I definitely everything on it sounds like it belongs on the same album.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe in a good way and in a bad way in a few instances, it can, and unless you have a trained ear and you've listened to these songs a lot,
Mm-hmm.
I would find it it's kind of hard to tell the songs apart sometimes.
Mm.
And I often found that usually in a majority of the songs, like say Hummer, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that initial part at the beginning, I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is freaky. And then it doesn't really,
Oh,
you know,
really?
yeah, it's like
I
it, this doesn't really come back. It's the
I'm
rest of the song is kind of like, all right, it's fine.
I'm the opposite. I was like, what the hell is this beginning? And I think that's kind of what they want you to feel like. I'm like, what the hell is this beginning? And then it kicks into it, and then you get so used to the rhythm of the song that you retroactively, when you hear the beginning, expecting the rest of the song, you're like, this is actually kind of cool. Oh, wait for
Yeah,
this. This
that makes
it's about to
sense.
hit. It's about to hit.
Yeah.
And there's certain songs where like he's stated that he comes out with the cherub rock or like a mayonnaise or something, and that's what everybody wants. So no matter how many times he makes a song that's like Disarm or something, what he really wants to do, like what he tried to do more of on Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, because he had enough pull to do more of what he wanted. It's they just don't let him do that. He wants to do like choruses. He wants to do like, you know, big virtuoso things, some crazy stuff, and that's essentially what, you know, The World Is a Vampire is about.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
so
Right.
there's, you can see that even, this is their sophomore album. You can see that even like sprinkled in a little bit, like, okay, I have to kind of make some of these songs sound like the others, so it gets on this, it actually makes it onto this album. But even doing that, they don't seem out of place.
Yeah, yeah. No, they all fit. And even then, like, I'm not gonna say any of these are bad songs. I'd say maybe like Space Boys kind of forgettable.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say besides Sweet Sweet, it's like one of the lowest probably listened to songs. But they all have like a million plays, million billion
Right,
plays.
right.
So it's
right.
like
It's
a toss up.
relatively speaking, you know, they're still pretty high.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of songs where it's like I love this part of the song.
Mhm.
Everything else is fine. Like I still enjoy it, but I'm not like really enthralled by it. I know we got to get there, but I had kind of hoped maybe there one or two more songs might have had more of a consistent like, oh, I really love this part. Let's keep this going. Like the end of Soma. Like
Yeah.
Soma's a great song.
Yeah.
But the end of it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And if there was a little bit more of that sprinkled earlier on, it would have
Well,
grabbed me a little bit more.
That's why I picked this album, because it only goes that direction the farther they get into their career. And so listening to the hard rock and the kind of more popish sounding, but it still has their flavor, it's like a good jumping off point to, if you do jump into Melancholy or any of their albums, you really, well, any of their older-ish albums, you see that transition, and you can actually be like, okay, I like what they did on Disarm, I like what they did on Soma, I like what they did on the weird parts of these weird songs. Now when you're listening to Zero on Melancholy, and the fucking guitar solo is just a toy gun put up to their amplifier, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're in it now. But
Yeah.
I couldn't trust you to be into it, just thrown into the middle of it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I understand. And like, yeah, because I mean, I get it. Like the other stuff, the stuff that's not really grabbing me, like I understand it, but I feel like I have to be there for some other reason to keep me there, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good that they have those parts to kind of balance that out. And I think for me, that's really what I think I would still appreciate it if they didn't have those parts sprinkled throughout the songs. I think I would still like really respect it and enjoy it. But I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it.
Yeah. And that's why it's like, okay, Adore is a great album, but you have to go out of your way to listen to it. So it's like, okay, you get a little bit more eccentric on Melancholy. You get used to that, and then you get a little bit more eccentric on Adore, and then it's just taken off from there. I mean, honestly, I would just stick to those 3 albums.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
anything else? Anything else?
Yeah. Geek USA, I like it. It's literally a Megadeth song off their first album. You just put Billy Corgan in there instead. Literally, it sounds just like one of them. So I was like, this is kind of cool. I like this. And Sweet Sweet, I like that a lot as well. Mayonnaise, obviously, that's a great song.
It's a bang. It's my favorite on the album.
Yeah. Every time I saw it pop up, I thought of you because I know you've talked about it a lot.
Oh yeah. It's a banger. It's a banger.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, Luna is. I will say, yeah, Luna is like one of my favorite love songs.
Yeah, it's a great way to end the album.
Yeah,
It's amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, overall, yeah, I thought it was great. There are some parts where I had to like really like kind of lock in to get to the parts that I was gonna enjoy more.
Oh, believe me, I had to do a lot of locking in for
sure.
Ween.
I'm sure. But overall, I thought it was pretty great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones. The more I kind of sit with it, and the more it kind of ages in my mind, I think I'll like it more and more.
Yeah, it really has like a type of vocal percussion, like on a whole nother level.
Coming from his mind.
Yeah.
Their mind.